Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Couch Thoughts Podcast. From a couch, I'm Rocky Persinger. With me, as always, my partner in crime, Brent Pickens. What's up, Brent?
How you doing, Rock?
All right, man. So here we are again, another week. It's a little later in the afternoon than usual because Pickens got to run around, put together play sets and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, 11 hours. Started yesterday at like 9. So that was fun. 11 hours later, I had to finish up this morning, so that was fun, you know. So.
Yeah. Well, you know, and I went to my father-in-law's camp and just kind of chilled out. So while you were doing all that, I was just hanging out. Floating down a river.
Floating down a river?
That's right.
Were you naked eating Cheetos?
Didn't have a paddle.
Yeah,
I just kicked my legs.
Up shit creek without a paddle.
Well, it wasn't really, I don't think there's any shit in it. But
No. SCHIT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Schlitz.
Yeah,
Schlitt Creek.
Schlitt
Creek. So here we are, guys. It's another episode. Like I said, a little late today, but we're going to go forward, plow forward. So, Brent, we're going to start off with a segment like we always do. What have you been playing, man? This controversial segment here.
This is controversial. Well, I mean, let's be honest. I told you all. I knew I was on cave.
You did not. You said, not this year, man. Not this year. And I said, nope, you're going to cave. I said, I told the people. I told the
people like 3 weeks ago. I'm like,
you did not tell the people.
I'll probably play the video.
Roll the tape back. Roll the tape back.
Anyway, I went to GameStop after work Friday. Went in there. I told the main guy behind the counter. He knows me.
He knows him by name.
I don't know. I like the guy.
He doesn't know my name. He knows my face. He doesn't know my name.
He knows my name. He's like, "Hey, Brent, how's it going?"
You're best friends with the guy at GameStop.
So, you know, I'm like, man, I'm gonna get Madden 19. I was like, I swore I wasn't gonna do it. He's like, man, I did the same thing. He's like, but then football season starts rolling around. And, you know, you start, man, it'd be awesome to play a football game.
You didn't even make it like 3 hours after the first preseason game.
No, I did not.
Yeah. I thought at least you might make it till like, week 1 of the regular season.
Nah, that ain't
or something
me, man.
like that before you bought Madden 19.
No. But I will say, like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to go out and buy it. It really isn't the same game from last year.
Yeah, okay. This is what he said. We'll come back. Mark it. 2 weeks from now, we'll come back. Pickens, I wish I wouldn't have bought it. It's the same game from last year.
I mean, that's I don't know.
Every year, man. Every year. Because I already predicted this. I already predicted that you would buy Madden.
But see, I have to have something to get me to Red Dead.
But you said Madden 18 was going to scratch that itch.
I know.
That's what you said to the people.
I'm a sucker for anybody that is watching knows. I'm a sucker for the story.
You're sucky, yes you are.
I'm a sucker for the story.
Sucky.
And the story from last year, like it really got me into it.
I got you into it. See,
you're
doing this gesture. I don't know what this gesture
Devin
is.
Wade story. And
it's because you didn't yell clack before.
That's what it is.
I'm
trying to clock.
Oh boy!
But no, the story. I mean, it really built on what they did with it last year. And I'm a big sucker for the story and
big sucker for Madden.
Big sucker for Madden too. But I mean, you can actually see some changes that they've done with it.
No, you can't.
You can.
You can't. Haven't played the game, but no, you can't.
You can.
Can't.
Well, agree to disagree. But like I said, I'm not going to tell you go out and get it, but I know for a fact there's people out there like me because I ran the guy at GameStop was just he felt the same way about it I did.
Do it.
But like I said, I'm not saying run out and get it, but
I'm saying don't run out and get it. That's what I'm saying. Just don't do it.
But I don't know. I like it so far. It's only 2 days in.
Yeah,
and that is 11 hours on a play set, putting it together. So I played it before that.
Well, hell, I mean,
played it a little bit this morning.
Compared to putting together a 10,000-pound wooden play set, I mean, I guess Madden's okay. Other than that,
yeah.
So we talked about this on a previous podcast we had about how Madden was the same game since was it 2002, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of when they really. So they had the 3D Madden in Madden 96, right, for PlayStation and Nintendo 64. For Nintendo 64, it was just called Madden 64.
Yeah.
But they made the conversion to 3D. Well, then in 2002 or so is when they made the transition to like more fluid controls and the hit stick and stuff like that. When you had the DualShock for like PS2, right? Since then, I've said that they are just putting out the exact same game.
Well, one of my favorite ones was when they started doing the mini camps. Do you remember those?
Mini camps.
Like they had the map, and you could go you could go to these different camps over the United States, and like they had the quarterback drills. The they would move and you had to stay in the pocket.
See, some of this stuff I just don't even like. They've tried little things over the years. And they put this in and then they just throw it away.
Yeah.
For no good. Well, I just remember the quarterback drills I remember are from Quarterback Club.
Now that was
Super Nintendo.
Yeah, that was fun.
Those are legit.
I didn't have Super Nintendo, but I had it was on the PlayStation maybe.
They had
Quarterback
some
Club 96 or something.
Yeah, they had.
Because I remember
probably 98.
The skills comp where you pick 4 quarterbacks and you run through it, and then at the end you have to hit that target as you're running through, as you're jumping or something.
Yeah, yeah. So it's this little like overhead 2D thing, right?
Yes.
And you gotta. It's impossible to time because your little 2-dimensional guy is running up there, and you can see his legs, going. Okay, now I'm remembering this Quarterback Club. And then it's this little bar you got to hop over. It's like a little high jump bar.
Yep.
And then you got to hop over the little bar and throw and hit the thing.
Do you remember who the worst quarterback to do that with was? Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
It was awful. You had to least amount of time that you could line it up so you could hit the target.
Peyton's never known for his out of the pocket prowess.
Well, see, him and Chad Pennington were pretty. I mean, they were pretty close
on the level of crappiness.
Their speed was like a 6.
That's because Pennington was hurt.
Torn rotor cuffs in 96.
But I mean, I thought you were going to say Brett Favre there for a second, but Brett Favre was God in those games.
He was.
Because he was on the cover.
He was on the cover. Yeah.
He's on the cover every year. It wasn't just like, Madden, they switch off the cover athletes or whatever. Nah, man. He was on the cover every single year, 98 through like 2002.
Favre ran that.
Favre ran that, man. And I have Quarterback Club. I have 98 on the 64. I still have that right over there. But so Madden 19, they should have brought back the skills comp.
That would be cool. That would be pretty cool.
Well, they brought back the actual skills comp in the NFL at the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, that's true.
They didn't bring it back in Madden.
Maybe it's at the Pro Bowl. Maybe I'm just not there yet.
Oh.
See?
Nah, I don't think so.
Probably not.
That would be a mini game that you'd be able to play.
That's true.
Or it should be anyway. If it's not, that's a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Since 02, 03 era, when Eddie George was on the cover, I believe. Wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, I believe it. I have it over here somewhere.
Yeah, Eddie George. Wow.
Was Eddie George on the cover, man, or was it somebody else?
No, Eddie George was. I think he was on like 2000 was Ray Lewis, I think.
I don't remember.
Eddie George was on one of them. I do remember.
He was on one of them, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember the Titans uniform. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Since then, they just haven't really. It might have been Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis was on 2000.
Ray Lewis was 2000.
Either 2000 or 2001.
But either way, right around that era, and they haven't really made. And then 06, 07 is when the Create a Player came out. And then they kind of went away from that.
They did. Now, for some reason, I was hoping they changed it.
Yeah.
But it still has the coach, the player, and then the owner thing, which I've never been a fan of.
Yeah, when you go into the franchise mode, right?
Yeah,
you can either pick to be a coach, a player, or the manager or owner or whatever.
But I was a fan of the superstar mode, which was create your own player.
Superstar mode was legit.
But I was big on the franchise. Running the franchise, taking care of all that stuff.
Yeah.
And
well, see, and that's why I don't like the coach mode. It's stupid.
Yes,
I want to be able to coach it and manage it. Just let me do all.
Well, see, the coach mode, you're basically you're still taking care of them.
Yeah, you're still like trading players. And stuff.
So
so you're like a Belichick.
Yeah,
you just got control of the whole whole franchise.
Yeah, you're it, man. But,
so what do you think? Do you think that Belichick and Tom Brady are actually feuding?
I don't think so.
See, I don't know, man. I don't feel like they are either. I feel like that's a made up thing.
Well, I feel like if they were, they wouldn't be. There'd be a little bit more because when I don't know.
Yeah, they are pretty airtight though.
Yeah,
I mean, if you can cheat that many times and get away with it,
that is true.
I mean you're pretty airtight.
Yeah.
So maybe it just hasn't gotten to the press yet, but I see on Skip and Shannon all the time. They're debating on who's a better quarterback right now, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. Okay.
Well, see, I've heard this debate for the past 5 years, and you can't if you're going off pure football skills. Aaron Rodgers, he murders Brady in everything.
Yep.
The only thing Brady wins on is championships.
Well, I would say that Brady kind of wins on the mental aspect of the game.
I don't know.
I mean, you can't win that many championships and not be good at the mental part of the game.
Yeah, but you got to look at the guys he's had around him too.
Yeah, that's true.
Aaron Rodgers hasn't had that type of players around him. He hasn't had a solid run game.
I mean, he had a decent defense in 2011,
and they won the championship,
and they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So I don't know. I will. I'll fight for Aaron. Like Aaron, to me, he's the best quarterback in the league. He's been the best quarterback in the league for the past 10 years.
Well, I don't get. So Skip Bayless is always arguing that Tom Brady right now is better than Aaron Rodgers.
No. You
cannot. How do you make that argument? There's no way. Like, Aaron Rodgers is, he's younger now. Tom Brady's 40, man. He can move outside of the pocket. Tom Brady can't. You saw he tried to, when they tried to throw him that pass in the Super Bowl, man. Yeah. You saw the athleticism.
Yeah, you did.
It's terrible. The lack thereof.
Yeah, that's...
It's kind of ridiculous. But
and I'm not saying Brady's made some pretty decent throws, but I'll never forget. I think it was against Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Not only did Aaron bring them back to force overtime.
Oh yeah, with the Hail Mary.
Yeah, with the Hail Mary. It was 4th and something.
Yeah, it was like 4th and 25.
And it looked like he was getting sacked.
Yep.
He went down basically to one knee. As he's getting tackled, throws the ball like 50 yards off his back.
Yep, pretty much.
And
you've never seen Tom Brady do that.
No.
What have you seen Tom Brady do? Hit some receivers on a slant or throw the ball up and let Gronk get it.
Yep.
That's
here's your halfback. Here's a 2-yard pass. He'll turn it into a pretty big gain. But
see, that's what they always, when Geno Smith was the quarterback at WVU, right? And I believe we're going to have a little shout out about WVU here in a minute. But when Geno was the quarterback at WVU and he had Tavon, right? They did that little flip play, where Tavon went in motion and then Geno just flipped it to him and then he ran 70 yards.
Yeah.
Right? So that counted as a pass.
It should be. It should not.
It should not count as a pass. But what I'm saying is, everybody's like, oh, Geno had record-breaking pass yards. Well, he also had 2 wide receivers in Tavon and Stedman that were just ungodly talented. And I'd still like to see what Stedman Bailey would have done in the NFL if he didn't get shot,
Well, nothing to take away Tavon, but the Rams didn't use him right.
No, they didn't. They tried to make him like a Randy Moss type or something, man.
Yeah, you can't turn him into that. I mean, that's kind of way throwback here a little bit. It's Devin Hester, the best kick returner
the Bears
that you've ever seen. But they tried to when you put him on the field as a receiver, as just a normal receiver, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Now, if you put him in the slot or something, use him something like that, or a special formation type of player. That's one thing, but
I mean, in the Bears' defense, they had Jay Cutler throwing to him, so I mean, maybe they were using him right. Maybe Cutler just couldn't get the ball to him.
Well,
that's a strong possibility. There's a lot wrong with those Bears teams in the 2010 era. There's a lot wrong. Jay Cutler is just he was my favorite player as a Packers fan.
Yeah,
I mean, he was my favorite player. Al Harris had so many interceptions, he didn't know what to do with it, man. And then we have Woodson picking off Jay Cutler. I mean, if people were saying now that if they could have played in the NFC North their whole career, they'd be Hall of Famers, like cornerbacks and safeties. Because Jay Cutler. And if anybody hasn't seen the Smoking Jay Cutler,
I
think it's just SmokingJayCutler.com.
Yeah,
you got to go and see Smoking Jay Cutler because they Photoshop cigarettes in Jay Cutler's mouth. Yeah, that's all it is. And it's completely hilarious.
And they've done other things with it. The LeBron, winning with whoever.
Oh yeah. Steph Curry, Steph, whatever. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Huh?
Cavs in foe.
Cavs in foe.
But yeah, man, Smoking Jay, love that. But yeah, I don't know, man. The whole Rodgers-Brady thing, I don't get it right now. The only way you could argue that Brady's a better quarterback is if you look at the overall career. That's the only way you could even start to argue it.
Well, and I'm just going to say championships because that is the only thing that separates the two. That's it. And that's what kills me. They're like, well, championships are the only thing that matters. Well, they do to an extent, but man, you can't just put that because you got to look at the people he had around him too.
Yeah. Though, there is kind of a thing that worries me as a Packers fan is there is a lot of rumors coming out that like, you've seen people that played with Aaron Rodgers and played with Tom Brady at this point, right? Yeah. And they're all saying, "Oh, Tom Brady's way easier to play with," and yada yada.
Well, I don't think Tom has that chip on his shoulder.
Well, but he gets nasty on the sidelines, man. They don't show it because he's white, and they don't want to.
That's what I was getting ready to say. But you get Cam. They show Cam yelling at somebody. It's like, man, he's hard to play for.
Yeah, with Tom Brady's over there screaming the F word.
Yeah, it's like
it's nothing.
Oh, you're not going to show him. You're going to pretend like that didn't happen.
That's just more like the racist NFL, man. But what are you going to do? But yeah, Tom. But Aaron's not the type of guy who's just going to always show emotion on the sideline, like he doesn't really show that. He kind of just gets silently pissed and goes over there and sits and looks at his Microsoft pad that probably doesn't work because it's not an iPad. And okay, why do they use those things?
I don't know.
Microsoft pad, what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
right?
the blue,
the blue pad.
The blue pad.
Why do they use those things? Because they got to deal with Microsoft. That's all it was. Like Bill Gates was hanging out with Goodell one day, and he's like, "Hey man, you should use these pads because
what's on them? Is it the play before?
I think it's the play before they show they run.
So
the tape.
Aaron's just looking at it and it's like, oh, there's that pick I just threw, or I threw.
Whoa.
Wait.
When did he ever say that?
I threw it through the guy's chest. He couldn't catch it, so it bounced off.
There you go.
And there was a pick.
That's more like it.
He's like, oh, let me watch this so I can get silently pissed off for a minute. Now I'm gonna go out and throw 3 more touchdowns, and win the game. I
don't know, man. I'm kind of like. This year, I'm kind of putting it on Aaron, man. Like he needs to roll up in there and just dominate.
It's hard when the line just lets you get just obliterated.
Well, that's because they're hurt all the time.
3 plays.
The Packers have the worst trainers in the entire NFL. It's a fact. Well, the guys aren't in shape. They don't stretch enough or something.
They don't have a run game.
Well,
the receivers are mediocre at best.
Well,
next to Devontae Adams.
I mean, our good running back did just get caught with marijuana. But
your good running back though wasn't a running back. He was a tight end, wasn't he?
Well, that's Ty Montgomery. I'm talking about the other guy they had. I forget what his name was.
And I don't even know where they get these guys from because I never heard of them until
because Aaron Rodgers makes them stars, man. That's what it is.
It's ridiculous.
I always thought that Ty Montgomery was a better tight end than a running back, though, and They just use him as a. And he's still got number 88 on.
And no, I thought there was a rule.
I thought there was a rule too that you couldn't. I thought you had to wear.
Because they wouldn't let Reggie wears
99 or whatever. No,
5, wasn't it?
Oh, sorry, yeah,
Bush,
5.
yeah.
Reggie Bush, yeah.
Oh, and another thing, if I'm the defense, if I'm playing the Packers, I am going to tell everybody, if you bite on the play action, you're doing 100 laps after practice. Because I don't understand how the play action still works.
I don't think they really run it. I don't think they do anymore. I think Aaron just rolls out, naked bootleg and gets his collarbone broken. I think that's their only play.
That might be it.
I don't know, man. I just, back in 2011, everybody was like, Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers is the new Brady and Belichick, right? Well, McCarthy's no Belichick, man. It ain't going to happen. They kind of need to move on, really, what I think. I'm telling you, I'm ready for a new coach. We got to get Aaron winning, man. If he's going to stay there, if he's going to stay with the Packers, we got to get him some wins.
Or at least bring in some talent receivers or something.
Do something, man. Bring back Greg Jennings. Greg, come back. We love you, man.
Well, y'all have a real bad tendency of letting your good receivers go. I don't know.
Well, Jordy. You know how I felt about Jordy.
You let Jordy go, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it right here. The Raiders are gonna roll this year.
They might. They very well.
I forgot they had Jordy.
If Carr can stay healthy, man, they're pretty legit.
Yeah.
So I don't know though. That freaking Gruden. I got my doubts for the man.
He's a wild card, son.
He is a wild card, but he's also pretty stupid.
Well,
I don't need to be harsh, but he's a little nuts. But what are you going?
Maybe that's what they need.
Screw it, man. I'll cheer.
They need a wild card, son.
Our buddy Adam is a Raiders fan.
I didn't know that.
He is. He's a Raiders fan from way back. Has been for a long time. So. Man, I'll cheer for the Raiders. I cheered for him last year just because Marshawn, because I think Marshawn is hilarious.
Yeah, he's the funniest thing.
After I got over him being on the Seahawks, I hated him when he was on the Seahawks.
I despised him
because I hate the Seahawks. I think it was by proxy because Russell Wilson was just there.
Yeah,
and I just hated Marshawn by proxy.
Yeah, it wasn't even that I hate Seattle. It was. I hate Russell.
Well, see, I hated Seattle because they cheated the Packers.
Well, yeah, but that was Russell.
That was Russell.
See,
well, that's true. Also, the refs.
Yeah,
but what are you going to do? But But yeah, man. So Pickens has got Madden again. Here we go. Yep. This just turned into a 20-minute Green Bay Packers talk.
It happens.
But sometimes you got to talk about the Packers. But as far as video games go, man, I haven't really been playing too much this week. I come home, I read my books. What I'm doing, guys. So there's a YouTube channel out there called Star Wars Explained, and he is rereading all of the Star Wars Expanded Universe books. So now, what happened with the canon of Star Wars, right? So I'll explain this for Pickens because he's probably not too familiar with this.
Negative.
What happened was George Lucas made the original 3 films, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then people started writing these fan books, like outside that tied into each other. So you had a bunch of people writing all these books, but they all tied in. So it's a thing called canon. So what actually happened in the story versus is just what's fan fiction.
Okay.
So this expanded universe of all these books that people wrote, and it's one big cohesive thing. When Disney bought Star Wars, they threw it all out because they were like, okay, well, we can't have all these books out here. Mm-hmm. So none of that's canon anymore. But you still got all these Star Wars books out there that not a lot of people have read. Just super nerds have read. And I read a lot of them back in the day. I didn't read all of them though. But so there's a channel called Star Wars Explained. He's going back through and reading all of the EU books. And I'm going to read along with him. So I bought the first 4 books. And the first one is called Splinter of the Mind's Eye that came out in 1978. So it actually came out before The Empire Strikes Back.
How you going?
So it's way back there. And it's a pretty cool little book. But I'm reading it, and so look out on the YouTube channel. I'm probably going to end up posting like reviews of those books, just to kind of read along with Alex from Star Wars Explained. So going to do some book reviews.
Go on, son.
Looking at it that way. So and that's new to Pickens as well.
That is.
That's breaking news.
I must have missed the board meeting.
Yeah. Huh? Well, see, we can't really. Yeah,
I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I haven't really been getting any emails about any of this.
Did you get your emails? Did you not receive a paycheck?
I did not.
Ooh, well, I mean, they were talking about this glitch that needed to be fixed. I guess they fixed the glitch.
I'm not that glitch, am
I? You might be that glitch.
Oh, no.
But, yeah, that's kind of... I haven't really been playing any games. I've been reading a lot of books and editing stupid videos. Teaching myself video editing software. So it's kind of fun, even though I have a crappy laptop and it takes 12 hours to do anything.
Yeah.
But, what are you going to do? But
yeah, I've been trying to get stuff arranged for his party this weekend.
Having a big blowout.
Oh, yeah. Hunter's big 05.
05.
So, but...
Remember when I was 5?
I do not.
I don't really either. Those were the good old days. I mean... We talk about it all the time. If we could just go back to being like 10 years old.
That's true.
It'd be awesome. Just sit in a room and play video games all day. That's all I did.
I mean, that's real.
I mean, remember there's always a transition time where, like, okay, you go and, like, by the time I was like 3 to the time I was, say, 8 or 9, I would not be inside the entire day.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I just roll out, and then I'm outside, and I also weighed like 60 pounds. Like I was dangerously skinny when I was like 5. You didn't know me then because
I did not.
You didn't meet me till I became a lazy nerd.
Yep.
But so then about 10 years old, I started going outside a little less. And then I started the PlayStation, the Nintendo 64 came through.
Yep.
I think it was a little game by the name of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yeah, I remember that game.
That kind of took me off the streets and into my bedroom, where I listened to Godsmack CDs and played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. So this is what I would do, guys. This was my setup. So I get Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on, right? And I 100%ed that game. I had every secret, everything. So I would just go to the school level and just play like free roam and do Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and sit there with my little Walkman CD player, with my crappy little headphones, and I'd be sitting there just playing, just zoned out for like 5 hours when I go home from school, man. And that was it. And that's why I don't have a lot of friends.
Hey,
so what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
I didn't go outside for a long time there, but it's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. That was the first game that kind of did it for me.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah. So the PlayStation version was a little better, but I had the Nintendo 64 version.
See, the first I had the Jam Pack or Jack 5 whatever pack. It was a demo pack.
You speaking English right now?
It was the 5 pack.
Oh, that had Metal Gear Solid on it too.
Yeah. And I remember the Jam Pack. That's what it was. And that was the first time because I was playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and you have 2 minutes to do the little session.
You just play the 2 minutes over and over.
Yeah, we just played it over and over. And then I eventually went and got the game.
Yeah, well, I got the game,
But it was something because when you bought the PlayStation, it came with that. The 5 pack of demos.
Yeah.
And
get you playing. So I ran out and bought Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Bought I didn't play Metal Gear Solid, the original one, until the GameCube when they came out with Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes. But the first Metal Gear Solid game I played was Metal Gear Solid 2 on the PlayStation 2. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid's a huge game on the PlayStation, man.
Oh yeah.
I just didn't have a regular PlayStation. I had my 64 and that was it. But yeah, man, Tony Hawk, the PlayStation version was on CD, so it had it had the CD quality sound and had all the songs and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was a miracle that they got all those songs onto the Nintendo 64. Like, how did they get that on a cartridge? I'll never know.
I don't know.
But yeah, the PlayStation had better quality, but
Yeah.
I still love my 64 version of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater in the blue cartridge.
Blue,
It
yeah,
had
that's right.
the blue cartridge, but.
Yep.
So Brent, what else we got? What else we got on deck here?
Well, I got to give a shout out to Jeremy Kreitz,
Our good buddy and longtime listener,
I'll tell
Jeremy
you,
Kreitz.
this guy, he bleeds. Was it golden?
It's gold and blue.
Gold, blue. I said blue and gold earlier, and
I corrected him
he got
because
upset.
the primary color of West Virginia University is gold.
I'm telling you, I've never seen anybody support a college team as deeply as this guy does. If you see him on Twitter, you see him on Facebook.
I saw him on Twitter today. One of the players tweeted he was trying to get his family out of the ghetto, right? Kreitz replies to him and said, "Hey, I saw your mom the other day." All right. He's like, "Hey, man, I was talking to your mom the other day. She's a great lady." And that was it, man. The guy's trying to get her out of the ghetto. Kreitz saw her. I don't know if Kreitz was in the ghetto or not. But,
I mean,
how you just, a random player for WVU, and he's like, "Hey, man, I saw you talk to your mom the other day."
I'm telling you, those colors don't run. But
Man.
it don't matter whatever social media platform that you're on. I guarantee he's on there. When it's always WVU stuff, so
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
no,
You go, Kreitz.
I didn't say there's anything wrong with it, but
I feel like you're getting a little negative with this.
He's one of the most loyal West Virginia fans I've ever met.
He is. Kreitz is the best, man.
Some these other people, they're losing, so we're not supporting them. Not old Kreitz, man. He supported them from the beginning, and
till the end of the year. Yeah, so, he's got season tickets. He goes to WVU football games. Him and my buddy Ravi Parker, they go to all the WVU games. So the man bleeds gold and blue. What are you gonna do?
Yep. Did you see? He's still got a little bit of 3-point shooting too. Did you see him at?
I did
think it was
see
Cedar
that.
Point.
Yeah, Kreitz, shout out, man. The little
man.
3-point skills looking pretty good.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I like it. So one thing I got to talk about with that though, every year, old Kreitz gets a little excited about football.
He does.
He gets a little ramped up, and this goes for a lot of.
Are you talking about the quarterback, and he's in the top 5?
I'm talking about the team and the quarterback in general. Okay, so every year, and this is every WVU fan. So WVU is basically, they've worked their way up to being a mid-tier Big 12 school.
Yes.
Okay. In basketball, they're like a top-tier Big 12 school. But in football, they've worked their way up to be like a mid-tier school. So every year, we got Will Greer coming back. We got David Sills coming back this year. Every year, these guys, WVU fans, man, we're going to win the national championship this year, and the quarterback is going to win the Heisman. It doesn't matter what quarterback it is. It's always... like they were doing, Geno Smith was going to win the Heisman. Pat White was going to win the Heisman.
And see, everybody thought Geno was this next level. I mean, thought he was going to be Favre or Aaron Rodgers.
The Jets
I'm like,
proved
he's
them
not that good. They're like, oh, look at those numbers.
See, he was a great college quarterback. It just... a lot of guys, they can't translate to the NFL. It just happens.
That's true.
Lamar Jackson or, whoever. Name it. Just sometimes you can't translate to the NFL.
That's true.
But it's every year, man. The hype. The hype is real.
It is. It's always up there. It's
like, we're going to win the Big 12. We're going to win the national championship. Every year, man. I see and then, Vegas odds on it are like 12,000 to 1. So,
And I don't know if West Virginia if they're really that good, or if the Big 12 has just been rebuilding.
No, the Big 12's legit, man. Oklahoma is legit.
But Texas hasn't been up there for a while.
Yeah, but Texas Tech is pretty beastly every year. Kansas State is pretty damn good. Texas is the only one that's kind of fallen off. but and our buddy Matt's a big Texas Longhorns fan, but Texas kind of fallen off, man. But K-State, Texas Tech, Kansas is terrible. Iowa State is actually pretty good some years.
Oh yeah,
Iowa State rolls pretty hard sometimes. But the Big 12's up there, man. I mean, they're not the SEC,
right?
But nobody. I would say the Big 12 is pretty much the best conference, right behind the SEC.
Yeah.
I mean, you might make an argument for the ACC with Clemson, but I mean, Clemson just goes to the championship game every year and gets stomped.
That's true.
By Alabama. So
Roll Tide.
Oh boy,
I'm sorry.
One of those. I mean, let's go Mountaineers.
Roll Tide.
I'm a WVU fan, but I'm also a realist, man.
Yeah.
I don't like to get all hyped up and say they're going to win the national championship.
See, you can't roll with Kreitz. You can't roll in his crew.
I can't roll in Kreitz's crew because I'm not that horde.
You ain't horde enough.
I'm not horde enough to roll with Kreitz's crew, man. But and I don't know. I watch the games on TV. I love them, but I mean, I'm not that level.
He's next level, son.
He is next level every year, and you got to hand it to the guy, man. Yep. You got. That's why we're shouting him out. So, to all you WVU fans, you might be a big WVU fan, but you're second place to Christ.
Second place.
So whoever's fighting for second place now. Yep. So.
Oh, another thing I'm thinking about.
What you got?
Matt Sayre. You just need to delete the fantasy football app thing off your phone.
So we don't have enough friends. We do not have enough friends to play fantasy football.
And we knew this from the beginning. We knew. And I swore I would never get into fantasy sports anymore after the whole Gibson incident.
Oh, but we're going to talk about that.
But
we don't have enough friends to play fantasy football. That's the overarching story.
There's three of us.
There's three of us. Christ flat out turned us down. So
he did.
Our buddy Jeremy Christ.
Not horde enough.
We're not horde enough. But yeah, I don't know. We can't. We don't have enough friends. That just goes back to can't make friends after you're 25. That's my old saying.
That's true.
But let's see what else we're going to talk about today, Brent. I believe we had the.
Oh, I got a shout out. I just seen your mom and dad 35 years.
38 years.
38.
My mom and dad's 38-year anniversary.
Yeah, congratulations.
There we go. Congratulations, mom and dad.
Yeah.
There we go. Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay. That's what we need to talk about. That's the big one there.
This is going to be the game of the year.
Game of the year, easy.
Everything. I knew it was going to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it was going to be good, but where he gets thrown through that glass.
Yeah.
And he ends up landing on the street, and the imprint on of his bike in the mud, and then the fight, and
which that could have been a cutscene, but
they said that was all actual game. It was actual gameplay footage.
Yeah, cutscene in the game.
I mean, it was 4K. I know it was all that, but it looks really good.
So what do you think about the camp, man? I think that looks pretty legit.
It does. Or you gotta you gotta kill food and take it back to the camp and keep the morale up.
Yeah, basically this one you're playing the leader of like an outlaw band, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's a pretty big odds that John Marston will show up in this game.
I'm pretty sure.
It is a prequel.
It is.
And you're running with Dutch's gang, right?
Yep.
So and John Marston was part of that. As far as I know, in the time of this,
because it was like recording. The early 1895 or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. It was like the early, because it's right at the end of the. It's right kind of the start of the industrial.
Yeah.
Industrialization of the West or whatever. So it's like the end of the age of the outlaw. I guess is how they're pitching it. But yeah, man, this camp thing, and I guess. They made it sound, and there's a gameplay video out there is what we're talking about. Yeah. It's about 20 minutes long or so.
It's definitely worth the watch.
Worth the watch. It's going to be great. But, the camp looks like, from what they said in that video, it looks like the camp might move around to a few different locations.
Yeah, it's like a traveling...
See, I was thinking that it'd just be one location the whole game. And I always thought, I liked in the original Red Dead Redemption that they you could start a campfire and wait,
Yeah.
you know, at a certain place. I always thought that was cool. So having this huge camp is just going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's that on steroids. You
Yeah.
know, you go back to your camp. They showed, you know, hunting. You hunt and you take.
Well,
you can sell the furs, or you can take it back.
Yep.
You know, to your crew so they can eat.
And I thought the visuals alone, my gosh.
Yeah.
And then I think it's cool too. You form a bond with your horse. If when you're in a gunfight and stuff early on, he'll be spooked.
Right.
And you know and you can store your additional guns and stuff on your horse.
Right.
So I thought that was really neat. And I liked how like if you're shooting a gun, the recoil is different.
Yeah, for each type of
if you're
gun.
shooting a pistol, or if you switch to a shotgun, it's more recoil.
It kicks more. Yeah.
So I thought that was really neat.
Yeah,
you know?
and I hope the camp thing, like, you know, you recruit more people and they come in.
Yeah.
I hope you can, like, send them out on missions and stuff, you know, to get kind of like the Metal Gear Solid 5, you know, fortress building thing.
Yeah.
You send your guys out on missions to do stuff, and you know, that was always awesome.
Oh yeah.
This camp thing is probably going to be the center of the whole game.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, one thing about Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm kind of disappointed in. Why are they calling it Red Dead Redemption 2? This is my beef.
I'm not sure.
Because, okay, the first one on PlayStation 2 was Red Dead Revolver.
Yeah.
Then you had Red Dead Redemption.
Yep.
Why aren't they calling like this, like, Red Dead Revengeance or something? No, I'm just stealing that from Metal Gear Solid. Revengeance.
I don't know.
It needs to be like a 3-syllable thing that starts with an RE. You know, Revolver, Redemption.
Yeah. It's true.
Why, man? Red Dead Redemption 2. I'll just put a number on it.
Sounds like they just got lazy.
That's what happened, man. Rockstar, you got lazy, son.
Yep. I mean, I guess they're too busy just making this a kick-ass game, and didn't really worry about the name of it.
I'm trying to say. Right now.
Oh, nothing.
I'm just saying the name bugs me, man. I'm gonna have I have Red Dead Revolver, and then I have Red Dead Redemption, and then I'm gonna have Red Dead Redemption 2. What is that?
I mean, it's the name of the game.
Oh boy. Well, I guess that works on. That's the name of the game,
the
as
name
in
of the
that's
game.
the way she goes,
The way she goes.
That is also literally the name of the game.
It is
So,
the name of the game.
touche.
A lot of
Pickens.
things going on there.
Touche, Pickens. But yeah, you know, I think we kind of wanted to talk about our Red Dead memories, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, so started out for me on PlayStation 2 with Red Dead Revolver.
See, I didn't play Red Dead Revolver until you come over.
Yep.
And
I said, you have to play this game.
You have to play this.
Because it's awesome.
Because, yeah. I mean, and it was awesome.
Yeah, see, it made sense there because, you know, on Red Dead Revolver, your character's name was Red.
It was.
You know, so that, and it was cool. You started out as a kid, right? And then these bandits came and, you know, killed your whole family. And then the whole game was your classic spaghetti western of just going town to town and murdering anybody who was connected with, you know, killing your family farm or whatever. Yeah. So, you know, that was really awesome. And then, you know, the boss fights were really great in that game, but it was kind of like you know, one of those old arcade shooters with the guns.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't like you controlled your character.
Yep.
You know, you walked through the environment with your character. But it was kind of like it was a really linear game.
Yeah.
You know, there wasn't a lot of, and that was a lot of the PS2 style first person
Yeah, I think
shooters.
that was just the PS2 vibe. I mean, it was.
But they still had they had the Deadeye thing where you could, you know, slow down time and select a bunch of targets and then shoot them all real quick. You know, which they carried over to Red Dead Redemption. But, yeah, man, Red Dead Revolver is an amazing game on the PS2. I picked it up because of the old way that you used to pick games up. You go to Walmart, you see the cover of the game, and the cover of that game is just a guy screaming with a revolver.
It was.
And But yeah, I got it over there on the shelf. I don't want to get up and bump the mic.
Yeah, I was looking to see if I see it.
It's right there under gun.
Oh, it is. Gun, that was another good one.
So that kind of led to Red Dead Redemption because you had Red Dead Revolver and then you had Gun, which I believe Gun was a Rockstar game too, right?
I'm not 100% sure on that.
Well, we're just gonna have to get the game.
Oh boy,
I got it. Go over there. I don't want to bump them. I got all this stuff on me. Bring me Gun and Red Dead Revolver there, and then Red Dead Redemption's right over here on the PS3 in the middle, on the right there. This is great podcasting.
Oh, here it is. I found it.
Yeah, here we go. He found it. Okay, so
all right, guys.
So we're getting and this is cool. So I got the old. So here's Red Dead Revolver for the video listeners here. It's for the audio listeners. It's a guy that looks like Clint Eastwood screaming with a revolver. Yeah. I'll put that up. Red Dead Revolver, great game.
Yep.
And then you have Gun, which is a Neversoft game.
Huh.
It's not Rockstar, but
that was a damn good game.
This is a damn good game, Gun, for the PS2. This is where they took Red Dead Revolver and kind of made it, Red Dead Revolver was a Rockstar game. And then they, Gun, for the video listeners here, you can see that. Gun was an open world game.
Yeah.
And it was a lot like Red Dead Redemption.
A lot.
Before Red Dead Redemption came out, But it's a open world Western game. And I actually had, I have 2 copies of this game. I have the PlayStation 2 copy, which we got here. And then I also have the PSP copy.
Really?
Yeah, so the thing about Gun, I loved Gun so much that I 100%ed it on PlayStation 2, and then I 100%ed it on the PSP.
I remember when you let me borrow Gun. I got home. I usually get home around 4 o'clock. It was on. I think you let me borrow it on Friday.
Yep.
I sat down in my room, put that game in at probably 4 o'clock. I didn't take a pee break. I didn't eat.
Grandma's worried about him trying to...
My grandma comes in there and she's like, "Are you hungry?" I was like, "What time is it?" She's like, "It's 12." I was like, "What?" And the story, it just sucked me in, and you didn't want to stop playing it. I mean, it was...
It's a great story. It's a lot like Red Dead Redemption, man.
It's probably one of my favorite games.
But I got, I got the Blockbuster quality guaranteed copy of it here.
Yeah, you won't see those anymore.
Yeah, you won't see another one like that. But it's actually got an instruction manual. That's back when games had an instruction manual with it. So,
and back then, that's what got me like excited for games. Yeah. Because I lived up Red House, so it was if we went to Walmart, it was an hour.
Yeah,
30 minutes off the hill, 30 minutes there. Well, when we left, after I picked my game out on the way home, I'd be flipping through the instruction manual because it showed you it would tell you a little introduction. It would it showed what guns, what weapons, whatever, and that's what got me the ride. Then I'm like, man, this is gonna be awesome, and get it home.
And also looking at the back, the back cover, which was awesome.
Yeah, I mean it really sucked you in, But
yeah, man, Gun was basically Red Dead Redemption before Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the evolution as I see it. Red Dead Redemption, not a lot of people remember Gun. It's a game that not a lot of people give credit to anymore.
Yeah.
But this was a great game.
It really was.
I loved it. So then we went from PlayStation 2, and I had thought that, and I bought Red Dead Revolver when it came out, which was, 2004.
Wow.
Right? And then Gun came out the next year, 2005. So that was like 2 back-to-back awesome Western games that I had and was just obsessed with. So then, later, and it wasn't until 2010, so 6 years after Red Dead Revolver, I guess, right? I said 2004.
Yep.
6 years after Red Dead Revolver, Red Dead Redemption comes out, and so here it is for the video listeners. For the audio listeners, there's just a big picture of John Marston with the double-barrel shotgun being a badass.
Yeah.
So...
and, man, there's so many great memories of that game. But I think I was on the phone with you. I turned that game on, and you have the horse, and objective pops up. And it's like ride to town. So you're riding to town, and you hear somebody screaming help. I'm like, I'll go over here and check and see what's going on. They took my horse. They threw me off my horse, took it, and rode the opposite way. Yep. So I had to walk to town.
So Pickens is like, this game sucks. I just had to walk for an hour. Which, not knowing, you could probably whistle to get your horse back.
They didn't tell you that.
They didn't
until later.
It was in the first mission or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, Red Dead Redemption had all kinds of little. The world felt like you were actually it's a lived-in world.
Yeah.
It felt like it was an actual Western.
It really did. And there's and all the weapons,
the music in the game is amazing. Yeah. Remember, you go to Mexico, and you're riding. It sounded just like a Clint Eastwood movie, man. It was like it had the acoustic guitar was rolling and everything. It was awesome music. I'm about to pop this in the PlayStation 3, and I'm about getting ready to play this right now because it's legit, and. So we gotta talk about the online.
The online, anybody that knows me, I'm not huge into online stuff, but I'll tell you, some of the best memories of that game was me, Rocky, Steve, and Nero playing online.
Yeah, so this is a guy named Nero who we just randomly ran into playing Red Dead Redemption one day. And he would always pop on at the same time, and somehow we'd always get in the same server.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I don't know how that happened, but so we would go to the big fort that was on the map, and we would just kill the police officers.
Yeah, it's basically the Alamo.
It's basically the Alamo, and we killed the entire Mexican army.
Yeah.
And there would be this big bounty on our heads, right? And once you kill enough people, there's a bounty on your head, and the other players try and kill you.
Because one of the objectives online, or the milestones that we were aiming for, is get your bounty above $10,000.
That's right, yeah. And that was the quickest way to do it, was go to this fort, get on the cannons, and just
they had the cannons,
bombard people.
And then the minigun.
Yeah.
So you really need like 4 people. So out back, there's an opening that you have to have somebody there watching.
Yep.
And then you have somebody on the minigun up front, and then somebody on the cannons up top.
Right, so it's like 3 people in the front. We needed one person to be in the back, looking out the back.
And see, you have computers guys coming at you, and then when it actually gets up, a decent bit, there's actual players coming
real world
at
players
you.
come at you.
Yeah, so stuff. we were all trying to get it, and I think you or Steve got it first.
Yeah.
Then Nero. I was one of the last ones.
Yeah, because me, Steve, and Nero were on there playing one day. And then I think me and Steve got it that day. Nero didn't get it because he came on a little later, but he helped us get it. And then we helped him get the $10,000 bounty. And then you came back on the next day, and we got it for you. But the big, Nero was Nero 567.
Yeah.
That was the guy's username. I always remember that. I remember it because I got pissed at him at some point and deleted him.
I did too. I don't remember what we got pissed at him about.
We were pissed though, because he was talking crap or something.
I can't remember what he said.
We got mad. Though. We deleted him off everything. So somehow, if you're watching this, Rock Solid 007, add me, son. We gotta. Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out.
It is.
We gotta get on it. But it's just some random guy. We never knew him. We never knew him. Never anything.
And one of the best nights we're playing on there. Me, Steve, Rocky, and Nero. And there's these, because what happened was we had started on the Alamo. They'd kill us. And then whoever killed us the rest of the night, and we played till 3 or 4 in the morning.
Oh yeah,
we made their life a living hell. we just kept coming at them, and
we had the most advanced weapons in the game. We had the most advanced horse in the game.
Oh yeah,
we got the white buffalo first.
The white buffalo,
which is a level 50 thing.
Every night we played this, and I'll never forget Steve. Like this one guy was talking junk or smack. And he killed Nero. And Steve's like, there's 3 things you don't do. He's like, you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't piss in the wind, and you don't fuck with Nero. And like I don't know. That to me, that's one of the most memorable online things.
And we all had the best gun in the game was the Colt 1911.
Yes,
right, because it was semi-automatic, and you could just go like pop, 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 like real quick. So we would all go. If somebody, all the real life players would come after our bounty, right? Whoever got killed first, the other 3 players would immediately just die, right? Because, to get our bounty to 0.
Yeah.
We'd probably kill ourselves. And then for the rest of the night, we would hunt down that person that killed whoever it was with our 1911s.
Yes.
And just pop, 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 kill them. And then they would respawn on the map. We would all be patrolling around on our horses. They would respawn on the map. Before they could even get a gun, we would go up to them with the 1911, pop, 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 dead every time. And we would just do this until people rage quit the game.
Yeah. I mean, we'd tell them too. We're like, well, you just made the rest of the night we're going to ruin anything you touch.
Yep.
Wherever you go, we're going to be there.
You done messed with the wrong crew, and we were a crew, man.
We were
a crew on that game.
Yeah, so I can't tell you how many nights. We all got on around 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and we would play until 3. It was usually around 3 o'clock.
Yeah, and that my poor dad. My dad always worked on Saturdays, and he still does to this day. And I'd be up there, and my voice is kind of low.
Yeah.
So my voice carries through the house, and I'm sure my wife is fully aware of that right now because we're screaming about Red Dead Redemption. But my poor dad, I'm in there in my room at 3 a.m, talking to you guys, screaming like going crazy with this game, and my dad would come over all the time. He'd knock on the wall, like, man, I'm sorry. He'd never say anything, but he finally at 3 a.m, he'd come over and be like, man, I'm sorry, but I got it. And he's got to get up at 7 to go to work. He's like, I got to get to. So then I would turn the game off and go to bed, but.
And I think what made the online so great was how now a lot of the online is just it's the games, and what made the online so good with it was it had all these objectives that you
could attack forts and,
it had all this stuff you could do. It wasn't just here's a shootout or death match, and it was all the other stuff you could do. You got what was it? Kill so many bears or something.
Right. Yeah.
And using only melee or something like that.
We're out there punching bears.
Or stabbing them with your knife.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that game, and it was a big race to get to level 50 so we could ride on the White Buffalo.
The White Buffalo.
And we would sit there. We would do. We would raid on the forts. We would. It would populate a bunch of computers on the fort, and you could go in and kill them all, and save hostages or something. And then that would just devolve into, hey, let's go to the Alamo, and fire the cannons.
I remember one night we were playing. Remember Jerry got on there, and we're like, all right, you can roll with us. And then Jerry's just a goon. Well, he ends up shooting one of us.
Oh yeah,
wrong. And I was like, Jerry, you just made the worst mistake of your life. So the rest of the night, we just killed him every chance we got.
Every single.
He's like,
chance.
all right, man, I quit. And I was like, it's too late.
It's too late.
You messed up.
You messed up. So you don't mess with us on Red Dead Redemption, man.
No.
I wonder if they still have the servers up.
I don't know.
I wonder if I can go get my level 50 guy, ride around on my White Buffalo one last time.
Oh, man. I hope the online for the new one is half as good as what that one was.
I think Grand Theft Auto Online was pretty cool.
Which I'm surprised it's still going too.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of stuff.
It is huge, man.
I could never get into the Grand Theft Auto Online though.
It was cool though. I mean, it was like Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, they had all this other stuff to do too. So,
but I don't know if. I'm going to get my hopes up for Red Dead Redemption 2, but I don't know if anything can top the online for Red Dead Redemption.
I don't think it can.
Because, that was just a certain period in our lives where we were we could play till 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Now I'd fall asleep at 9 o'clock and be done.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm lucky if I make it 10.
Yeah. But it's just one of those times in our lives where we could do that, and our buddy Steve, we could play with him. We've kind of fallen out of contact with Steve, but we're gonna get back in contact with Steve for Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, we are.
And
we're gonna get that PS4, son.
We're gonna roll hard on Red Dead Redemption 2 online. So if anybody out there listens to this, you want to roll with us on Red Dead Redemption 2 online, we'll be getting it. I'll be pre-ordering it. I already bought it. It's on my PlayStation. Every day I get to look at the ticker. So, was it like 100 days now?
It's like
50 days.
It's October, so
it's like 50 days.
It's closer than it was.
60 days.
Yeah, I didn't wait. I just went ahead and pre-ordered it.
Well,
on the PlayStation.
On the PlayStation. Well, because you got your big hard drive now.
I
do.
Who
cares?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But guys, we just wanted to do a little Red Dead Redemption memories, trip down memory lane there. But I think that's going to be it for the podcast this week, Brent. Unless you got anything else you want to bring up real quick. We had a couple other things to talk about, but we're out of time. We went a little long.
Whistle bit.
But guys, thanks for tuning in again from Couch. This has been another episode of the Couch Thoughts Podcast, episode 10. Man, we made it to double digits. So
how many more we need to pass?
We need 4.
Oh,
we got to get to
4
14.
more.
We got to get to 14. But guys, thanks for listening. You can find us on Podomatic, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. Working on Spotify right now, but it takes forever to get submitted to Spotify. You can also find us on YouTube, where I post all of our podcasts in all their long form on YouTube, and then I also post random videos about once a week, just little videos that I like doing to teach myself video editing. So check out our YouTube. It's the Couch Thoughts Podcast. Just make sure you search podcast though, because if you just search Couch Thoughts, a bunch of random videos show up.
Yeah.
So search Couch Thoughts Podcast on YouTube and go give us a subscribe there and watch a few of our videos. And then always the best way to get a hold of us is probably Facebook. Yeah. Go on Facebook, search the Couch Thoughts Podcast, and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think of the show. And until next week, later.